about that for right now. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field on this gorgeous Saturday evening for baseball. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolbeer with you here. The Utica Unicorns are set to face off against the Westside Woolly Mammoths. And last night, the Utica Unicorns came up on top over top of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Dan.
Yeah, it was 8-6. It got a little interesting at the very end there in the bottom half of the ninth.
Yeah, the bottom of the ninth.
They held off.
There was some theatrics there from the Diamond Hoppers as they tried to stage a comeback, scoring 3 runs, but the Unicorns were able to hold off. So let's hope here that the Unicorns can carry that momentum in today against a matchup against the Mammoths.
Yes.
And it's been a while since these two teams have faced off against each other.
Yeah, last week we had the same teams facing each other, and the last time these two faced each other was back on the 16th, and that was a 4-3 victory for the Utica Unicorns.
And in that ball game, it was Sean Kennedy versus Donnie Murray. Donnie Murray in that ball game going 2 2/3 with 3 hits and two earned runs. And meanwhile, Sean Kennedy went 5 innings with 7 hits and 3 earned runs. And Sean Kennedy is actually on the mound today.
So maybe a lot better start, too.
Yeah, and so far this year, Dan, he's done all right. He's got a 5.56 ERA and 34 innings pitched. He's got 21 strikeouts and a WHIP of 138. The WHIP is pretty okay. He's going to be looking to improve on that. His ERA could use to come down a little bit. And so he's going to be looking to come out here against the Unicorns. On the opposite side of things is going to be Alex DeYonker. He's still fairly new to the league.
Yes, he is.
He's only pitched in 2 games and gone 1 2/3 innings in those 2 games total. He has yet to give up a run. He's walked 2, struck out 2, and given up 2 hits. So his WHIP is 240. Obviously, small sample size, so we really don't know what he's made up of yet. He's done a good job in the 1.5 innings pitch he has done.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an interesting take from him today, see what he can do in the starting role.
And that's not the only thing, Brian, because we have some new guys in the Unicorns lineup as well, and also on the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, yesterday we saw Connor Reynolds and Greg Jones make their debut, and Brandon Schaefer today with the Unicorns. And on the Mammoth side of things, we're seeing Ethan Wicker and Sean Wood for the first time. So lots of new faces.
And that's great, always great to see.
In last night's ball game, Connor Reynolds went 2 for 3. He had 2 base hits, a stolen base, and 2 walks. So he had a really good game last night.
And I believe he was the spark plug player of the game.
You were right on that one. He was named the spark plug player of the game. And then Greg Jones, he went 1 for 4. He had an RBI double in the 6th inning, so a good outing from him to start off things. Chris Allen is not in the lineup for the Unicorns tonight. He debuted last night as well. So no Chris Allen. Instead, we have Galikowski behind the plate for the Unicorns. And like I said, Brandon Schaefer will be playing today. And then obviously, like I mentioned, Sean Wood will be playing DH for the Mammoths, and Ethan Wicker will be playing first base for the Mammoths. So we'll see what these guys have up their sleeves and what they can do here in this ball game.
And definitely a beautiful evening we have here compared to last night.
Yeah, last night we weren't even sure we were going to have a game to play as it was raining all the way up until game time, and then it stopped. And the forecast said it was supposed to rain all night, but it seems like the baseball gods were looking favorably down upon us, and the rain held off all the way throughout the game, and we got the game in, and today it's opposite. We have just gorgeous skies all the way, mostly sunny. Got a couple clouds here and there. It's mid-high 80s, so it's a little on the warmer side, but it's just gorgeous Saturday evening for baseball.
Yes, and also it's KISS tribute band night here at the ballpark.
Yeah, every Saturday is WCSX Classic Rock Saturday, and we always have a tribute band, and this weekend it is the KISS tribute band, like you just mentioned, Dan.
And they were playing for the fans before the ball game.
Yeah, they attracted quite a crowd over there
in
right center field. And it was pretty impressive, as that's probably the biggest crowd we've seen out of any of the tribute bands so far.
Yeah, I think so, Brian. I think so.
But meanwhile, we're about to go to the starting lineup for the Utica Unicorns, so I'll send it down the field for that.
Starting lineups for today's game are sponsored by AAA of Michigan. Leading off and batting first from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the right fielder number 7, Brandon Schaefer. Batting second from Carlsbad, California, the shortstop number 15, Brett the Stash Vulcan. Batting third fifth from Bayshore, New York, the first baseman, number 4, Chris Cruz. Batting sixth from Baltimore, Maryland, the second baseman, number 10, Connor Reynolds. Batting seventh from Maryville, Tennessee, the designated hitter, number 5, Gregory Jones. Batting eighth from Denville, New Jersey, the third baseman, number 20, Mike Rampone. Batting ninth from Fort Collins, Colorado, the center fielder, number 2, Spencer Ibarra. The starting pitcher for the Utica Unicorns tonight from Livonia, Michigan, number 14, Alex DeYounker. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all you Westside Woolly Mammoth fans in the house tonight, here are your Westside Woolly Mammoths, managed by Shane McAdie. Leading off and batting first from El Segundo, California, the second baseman, number 6, R.J. Fuhr. Batting second from Vienna, Virginia, the third baseman, number 9, Ken Blackstone. Batting third from Tipton, Georgia, the right fielder, number 21, Alex Abbott. Batting fourth from Hamilton, Ohio, the shortstop, number 2, Jeff Smith. Batting fifth from Lyle, Michigan, the first baseman, number 22, Ethan Whisker. Batting sixth from Arlington, Virginia, the designated hitter, number 25, Sean Wood. Batting seventh from Chattanooga, Tennessee, the left fielder, number 10, Hayden Wilkie. Batting eighth from Maitland, Florida, the catcher, number 20, Kyle Hamner. Batting ninth from Chicago, Illinois, the center fielder, number 7, Joba Farrell. The starting pitcher tonight for the Westside Woolly Mammoths from Slidell, Louisiana, number 16, Sean Kennedy. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. Veterans and active military may keep your caps on while rendering the hand salute as we honor America and our military with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Carly Quinneville.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
Welcome back, everyone. We are just a few moments away from first pitch on this gorgeous Saturday evening game between the Mammoths and the Unicorns. And Dan, while we wait for first pitch, why don't you go through the Unicorns starting lineup for us one more time in case those who missed it?
I would love to, Brian. Batting first, in right, you have Brandon Schaefer. Batting second, the shortstop, Brent Belkin. Batting third, doing the catching behind the plate, you have Terry Gradakowski. Batting fourth, out and left, you have Colin Thacker. Batting fifth, and at first, you have Chris Cruz. Batting sixth, and at second, you have Connor Reynolds. Batting seventh, the DH, Greg Jones. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Mike Rampone. Batting ninth, and out in center, you have Spencer Ibarra. Defensively for the Woolly Mammoths, out in left field, you have Hagen Wilkie. In center, you have Joba Farrell. Out in right field, you have Alex Abbott. Out at third, you have Kent Blackstone. At short, you have Jeff Smith. At second, you have R.J. Fuhr. And at first, you have Ethan Whisker. Doing the catching behind the plate is Kyle Hamner. And on the mound for the Woolly Mammoths, you have Sean Kennedy.
And Dan, like we mentioned before, Sean Kennedy out there on the mound for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, really looking to pick things up here. He's played a lot so far. He's got 34 innings pitched, and he's capable of so much. And he really needs to just cut down on the amount of hits he gives up. He strikes out a lot of guys, doesn't let a whole lot of walks, but he gives up just a few too many hits. And if he can cut down on those hits, he would really, really improve on the season he's having. He's capable of just so much out there on the mound.
Yeah, speaking of those hits, he gave up like 8 hits last time these two teams faced. So definitely want to cut that down.
And the first pitch is in for a strike on Brandon Schaefer at 7:02 p.m.
Just a gorgeous evening here at the ballpark.
It's going to be outside, a ball, 1-1. 1-1 pitches hit high in the air, in outfield, right field. Abbott to the wall. That's going to be gone.
He just watched it
And
go over.
a solo shot leadoff home run from Brandon Schaefer makes it a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning, and that did not take long.
Not at all.
And the Unicorns are on the board with a 1-0 lead.
Just a beautiful swing there by Schaefer.
He hit that one high in the air, and that one just kept going and going. And that was also his first hit in the USPBL. Brandon Schaefer hitting a solo shot for his first hit.
That is amazing.
I can't think of any better way to start off your career here. Got a lot on that one.
Yes, he did.
And here comes the first pitch to Balkin. That's going to be just outside for a ball, 1-0. Just like yesterday's home run from, I believe it was Power, it just kept traveling. I didn't think it was going to get out over there in right field. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be fouled off into the netting. 1-1 now on Balkin.
Yeah, you just seen Alex Abbott just kept running for it and had to stop.
And Abbott just, once he stopped at the wall, you knew that for sure was going to be gone. And Brett Balkin is hitting exactly 400. In yesterday's ball game, he went 1 for 4, correction. He had a base hit RBI and then reached on a walk and an error. It's 2-1 on him now. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Sean Kennedy. He's going to foul that one off into the netting. 2-2 now. Count will fall even.
Yeah, Brett Belkin is definitely not a guy you want on the base pads either, because he also is a threat to steal the bases.
Yeah, he is a threat defensively on the base pads and at the plate, so you're not really safe wherever he is.
No.
So the 2-2 is going to be grounded over to the shortstop Smith. Smith makes the throw right on target down there to Whisker, and that'll be one out here in the top of the first inning.
Here's another power hitter, Terry Gradakowski, coming to the plate in the Unicorns lineup.
In last night's ball game, Tyler Galikowski did not register a single hit, which is odd for him. He usually does. Making his batting average drop to 319, but he did walk twice, so he does find a way to get on base even if he's not getting hits. First pitch to him is going to be a ball 1-0.
Yeah, Gradkowski's hitting 319, has 22 hits, 7 homers, and 17 RBIs.
As he swings and misses at that one, making it 1-1.
Definitely a guy to watch out for.
The 1-1 pitch. He's going to foul tip that one into the glove of Hamner. That'll be 1-2 now. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one towards the third baseman, Blackstone. Blackstone's going to make the throw, and he's going to get him. And that was a close play down there at first base.
Just get him by half a step.
I was not entirely sure that they were going to get him out. Galikowski getting down the line in a hurry, nearly beat out that throw. But now Colin Thacker will step in, and he is my pick for player of the game. Thacker in last night's ball game.
He did record an RBI.
Yes, he did. He was hit by a pitch that drove in a run with bases loaded as he swings and misses at that 91-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-1. But other than that, he went 0 for 4 in the ball game. That's going to be a strike. 0-2 now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that'll be low and inside. 1-2 now. Just going to foul that one off into the grandstands. It's going to remain 1-2 now on Colin Thacker. One, two is going to be hit into center field for a base hit, and Colin Thacker's on. So with 2 outs in the top of the first inning and a 1-0 lead, Colin Thacker finds his way on. So Chris Cruz will step in now. Cruz, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say Cruz hitting 228, has 18 hits, 4 homers, and 18 RBIs.
Cruz in last night's ball game, and also Dan went 2 for 4. He had 2 base hits and a walk, so he performed really well last night. Looking to feed off that too as tonight. He's going to foul that one off, 0-1. Keep the ball rolling. He's got a man at first base with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Already a 1-0 lead for the Utica Unicorns after the solo shot on Brandon Schaefer. His first hit with the Utica Unicorns was a home run to right field. 0-1 pitch is going to be low and away. 1-1 now.
Can't get any better than that, Brian, for your first hit.
No, I mean, I can't imagine it getting any better than that. Not much else you can do. I mean, maybe a grand slam would have bested that one, but a home run. It's a great way to start as he swings and misses at that one. 1-2 now.
Yeah, Cruz looked there. Definitely food on that pitch.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and the drop third strike has to be thrown down to the first, and they're going to get him. So after giving up the leadoff home run, Sean Kennedy bounces back and records 3 outs. We're going to go to the bottom half of the first inning where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be R.J. Fuhr, Kent Blackstone, and Alex Abbott. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you here in this Saturday evening game between the Utica Unicorns and Westside Woolly Mammoths. Unicorns got to an early lead in the top of the first inning after Brandon Schaefer hit a solo shot to right field. And Dan, while we wait for the Mammoths to come up to bat, why don't you go through their starting lineup for us?
All right. Batting first, and at second, you have R.J. Fuhr. Batting second, the third baseman, Kent Blackstone. Batting third, the right fielder, Alex Abbott. Batting fourth, the shortstop, Jeff Smith. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Ethan Whisker. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Sean Wood. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Hagen Wilkie. Batting eighth, doing the catching behind the plate this evening for the Woolly Mammoths, you have Kyle Havner. And batting ninth, and in center, you have Joa Farrell. And defensively for the Utica Unicorns, out and left you have Colin Thacker. In center you have Spencer Spencer Ibarra. Out and right you have Brandon Schaefer. At third you have Mike Rampone. At shortstop you have Brett Belkin. At second you have Connor Reynolds. At first you have Chris Cruz. Doing the catching behind the plate is Terry Gradakowski. And on the mound for the Unicorns this evening is Alex DeYonker.
Meanwhile, the first pitch from DeYonker to R.J. Fuhr is called a strike, so it's 0-1 on him. Fuhr sets. Here comes the delivery. A 1 pitch will be just high for a ball. Count will fall even at 1 apiece. Last time out in a public game. So the 1-1 pitch is going to be skied high in the air. Over down the first base in a foul territory. Makes the catch will be Cruz. So it'll be 1 out. And last time in a public game, Fuhr went 1 for 4. He had a base hit and was hit by a pitch and stole a base. So, meanwhile, Kent Blackstone will step in, the third baseman for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. He's having a good season so far with them.
Yeah, he's hitting .267, has 16 hits, 2 homers, and 18 RBIs.
And it's going to be 1-0 on him now. And last time out, Dan, he had a heck of a game.
Yes, he did.
Back on the 24th when they played the Beavers. He went 3 for 3 with a base hit on a bunt, as that one's going to hit Blackstone. So he's going to take first base on a hit by pitch. So he had a fantastic game, though, as he had a base hit on a bunt, an RBI double, 2 walks, and a 3-run home run.
A monster game.
So I was about to say, let's see if he can keep it going here, but he reaches first on a hit by a pitch. So I guess getting on base any way you can will work. I'm sure he would have preferred not being hit, but with 1 out, he gets on base for Alex Abbott.
Alex Abbott's my pick for player of the game this evening. He's hitting .261, has 18 hits, 4 homers, and 15 RBIs.
Quick throw down to first just to make sure Blackstone stays down there.
Yeah, Blackstone's definitely not a threat either to steal on the base pads. I mean, he is a threat.
I was going to say. And the first pitch to Abbott's going to be on the outside half of the plate for a strike, 0-1. Last time out, Abbott had a 3-run home run and an RBI double. So he and Blackstone back on the 24th really had fantastic games. A pickoff throw down to first base just barely beats the throw, does Kent Blackstone. So him and Blackstone and Abbott had a heck of a game back on the 24th, and they're going to be looking to
continue that this evening.
Yeah, keeping that 2-3 punch active here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be on the inside edge for a strike, 0-2. Abbott takes on that one. Good lead for Blackstone down there at first base. Going to throw down there. He's going to get back in. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Blackstone on the run. And he's going to foul that one off of his leg. So it's going to remain at 0-2, and Blackstone will retreat back to first base.
Yeah, he had a great jump there.
It looked like a hit-and-run situation for Alex Abbott, but he was only able to foul it off the inside of his leg. Comes the 0-2 pitch. He's going to drive that one to center field. And that's going to land in front of Ibarra in center field. That's going to be a base hit for Alex Abbott and put Blackstone into scoring position.
So he's definitely doing what he did last time. Continuing that trend of getting on and getting good swings.
So now the shortstop, Jeff Smith, will stand in for his first at-bat of the ball game. With one out, he's got men at first and second and an opportunity to tie this ball game if he can drive Blackstone from second in. Blackstone's got a lot of speed out there, so a ground ball base hit could bring him home.
Jeff Smith hitting .235 this season, has 16 hits and 9 RBIs.
Swing and a miss from there, so it's going to be 0-1 now. Last time out, back against the Beavers on the 24th, Jeff Smith went 0-4. He did have a walk, however, that eventually came around to score.
So he looks to have a better night this evening.
As the 0-1 pitch is in, checks the swing on that one. It's going to be called a strike nonetheless. 0-2 now on Jeff Smith. Smith has 16 hits, 9 RBIs, and no home runs yet to speak of. Not a whole lot of pop in his bat, but he's a great contact hitter. There's a reason why they slot him in that cleanup spot as the 0-2 pitch is in. He swings and misses at that one. He's going to strike out.
That was a big swing from him there.
He was chasing on a pitch low and away outside the zone. Probably hoping just to make contact and stay alive. So now Ethan Whisker will stand in, making his USPBL debut.
Whiskers from Clio, Michigan.
That one's going to be fouled into the grandstands on the right side. It's be 0-1 on him now. See if he can copy Brendan Schaefer's debut.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be something. Ethan Whisker stands in there at tall at 6'4". One pitch swung on and missed. 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch is going to be grounded over to the shortstop. They're going to get the force out in second, and that's going to end the inning. The Mammoths straying 2, and it's going to be a 1-0 lead going to the top of the second for the Utica Unicorns. And when we come back, leading off for the Unicorns in the top half of the inning will be Connor Reynolds, Greg Jones, and Mike Rampone. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the second inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here. Connor Reynolds set to start things off here in the top half of the second inning. Utica Unicorns took a 1-0 lead back in the first inning thanks to a solo shot from Brandon Schaefer. And he hit that one high in the air, and it just kept carrying over the right field wall. As first pitch to Reynolds is a ball 1-0.
And like we said, it was similar to Chris Powers' home run last night,
where it looked like it was just a fly ball, but it just kept carrying and carrying as that one's fouled off. 1-1 now.
And definitely Sean Kennedy wishes he could have that pitch back.
Connor Reynolds in last night's ball game, we mentioned earlier how phenomenally he had been pitching, hitting. Pitching, I don't know what I'm talking about. He went 2 for 3. He had 2 base hits, a stolen base, and 2 walks. So he was, like we mentioned, the spark plug player of the game.
Yeah, he was definitely very active last night.
Meanwhile, it's 3-1 on him now, and
hopefully he can continue it this evening.
He's gonna look to carry that momentum into tonight's ball game. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. He's gonna swing and fly that one into foul territory down the right field, and it's gonna land on the warning track in foul territory. So it's gonna be 3-2. Count will be full on him now.
Fans are still making their way to their seats.
Full ballpark tonight here, Jimmy John's Field. Gorgeous weather. That's going to be inside and low for a ball. That'll be a walk for Connor Reynolds. So now the designated hitter, Greg Jones, will step in. And he had himself an RBI double in last night's game. In total, went 1 for 4. So it's a man on and no out for the Utica Unicorns here in the top of the second. First pitch to Jones, going to be hit for a base hit in the right field, and that's going to advance the runner to second base. And just like that, we have a runner in scoring position in the top of the second inning.
Great swing there by Greg Jones. Found his pitch and made contact.
Hit that one through the hole between the first and the second baseman. Grounded it into the right field for a base hit. So now there'll be men on first and second for Mike Rampone. Mike Rampone did not play last night. Had the night off, so he looks to come in here today and make an impact. Has an opportunity to here with Connor Reynolds down there at second base. Connor Reynolds has a ton of speed out there on the base paths. That's like his biggest pro.
Yeah, we seen it last night.
We know he can hit. We learned that last night too. And the 1-0 pitch, going to be grounded foul. 1-1 now.
Even with the thrown down at second when he stowed, I mean, he was already there before the ball even got there.
Yeah. Here comes the 1-1. That's going to be in the dirt. 2-1 now.
You know what I noticed, Brian, about Rampone? He changed his walk-up song. It's not the Lion King anymore.
Did he? I didn't know. Well, you know what?
It's Kiss Night.
I was going to say, that's because
right.
WCSX Classic Rock Saturdays,
right.
they all have Kiss songs for their walk-ups.
Forgot about that.
So check back in next time they play as he fouls that one. It's going to be 2-2 now. Count's falling even.
Last time these two teams faced, he went 1 for 4, and they also had an RBI.
The 2-2 pitch is going to be driven to right center field towards the gap. Ibarra on the run will make the catch just shy of the warning track. Tagging up will be Reynolds, and he will advance to third base.
Ibarra had a long way to get that one.
Yes, he did, as that one was hit over towards the gap, but just got a little too much underneath it, and it stayed up in the air just a little bit too long. So Rampone will fly out, but he advances Connor Reynolds to third base. So it'll be runners at the corners with 1 out for Spencer Ibarra. And it was Jobo Farrell out there in center field who made the catch. It was an error on my part, so I apologize for that.
It's okay, Brian.
He's going to sky that one directly right up in the air, and it's going to be caught by R.J. Fuhr. So that was a quick out for Sean Kennedy, and now he's just 1 out away from stranding 2 runners on the base paths.
And here's the guy that just hit that solo shot back in the first.
So, yep, Brandon Schaefer will stand in. He looks to do some more damage.
And it was his first hit as well.
Yeah, Dan, his first hit was a home run. He's already got 1 RBI in the ball game, and he looks to get a second one here. Can really leave his mark on his debut as he fouls that one in the netting. 0-1 now. Wonder if a little bit of the adrenaline from the first home run is still pumping through his blood and get a little bit extra power on this next swing.
Schaefer's from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
It's the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be fouled off. 0-2 now. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. 0-2 count on Brandon Schaefer as he looks to extend the lead for the Unicorns. He calls for time. Take a stand. Stands back in now. Sean Kennedy sets. It's the delivery. 0-2 pitch is going to be inside. 1-2 now on Schaefer. One-two pitch swung on and missed by Brandon Schaefer.
That was a big cut from him.
It was a huge cut, and he wasn't able to bring home the runner from third, so the Unicorns strand 2 runners on. And we go to the bottom half of the second inning where due up for the Mammoths is going to be Sean Wood, Hagen Wilkie, and Kyle Hamner. It's a 1-0 lead for the Unicorns. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, in this Saturday evening matchup between the Westside Woolly Mammoths and Utica Unicorns. The Unicorns currently lead 1-0, and Sean Wood is set to stand in for his first at-bat of the ball game. He's playing DH today for the Mammoths. Here comes the first pitch. That'll be in there for a strike, 0-1.
And the reason why the Unicorns are out to that 1-0 lead, thanks to the solo home run from Brandon Schaefer.
You hit that one just over the wall over there in right field, as that one is just to be a little bit high, 1-1 now. That came as a leadoff home run at the top of the first inning. I think that was only on the second or third pitch he saw in that at-bat. I believe it was the second. So the 1-1 pitch is going to be high and tight 2-1.
It was his third pitch. When he hit that one out.
Comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there. It's going to fall even at 2 apiece. So yeah, Brandon Schaefer wasting no time at all to do the damage for the Unicorns and leaving his mark here with the team in his debut. The 2-2 pitch. He's going to fly that one off, or foul that one off. It's going to remain even at 2 apiece. Here comes the 2-2. He's going to drive that one right to the second baseman, Reynolds.
Didn't have to move.
He just stood right there and put his glove up. So easy out for Alex DeBianca and the Utica Unicorns there, as Hagen Wilkie will step in now for his first at-bat of the ball game.
Hagen Wilkie, last time these two teams faced, was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
First pitch to Hagen Wilkie is called a strike, 0-1. One pitch is going to ground over there to shortstop Brett Balkin. Brett Balkin will make the throw down to first, and it'll be on target, so 2 up, 2 down for the Utica Unicorns here in the bottom half of the second inning. So now Kyle Hamner will step in. Kyle Hamner going 1 for 5 last time the Mammoths played in the public game back on the 24th. That was against the Beavers. Had a base hit, but was unsuccessful in reaching base on any of these other at-bats. Comes the 1-0. He's going to hit that one towards the shortstop, Brett Balkin. And a throw down to first. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Alex DeBianca here in the bottom half of the second inning. So we've played 2, and we come back to the top of the third inning. The Unicorns are going to lead it off with Brett Balkin. Following him be Taylor Gelikowski and Colin Thacker. It's a 1-0 lead for the Unicorns. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here, bringing you the top of the third inning here, this Saturday evening matchup between the Unicorns and the Mammoths. Brett Balkin set to lead it off here in the top half of the third inning. It's currently a 1-0 lead for the Utica Unicorns over top of the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Balkin, his first time out, ground to the shortstop, Jeff Smith.
And the first pitch he sees in the second at-bat is a strike, 0-1.
Also known as the stash here at the ballpark.
Yeah, he's had a couple different phases. He's seen the full beard and mustache combo. He's gone clean baby face, but this year he's going with the stash. And that pitch is going to just barely miss him inside, 1-1. Brett Balkin with a solid 400 average, no home runs, and only 3 RBIs. And that one's going to be a ball low, 2-1. He does a fantastic job getting on base and putting his team in good position to bring him home.
And also is a threat on the base pads.
With all that speed, you put him at second, and there's a good chance that you're bringing him home with a single. Comes the 2-1 pitch. It's be high, 3-1. Sean Kennedy's going to want to be careful here. You don't want to walk the leadoff batter in any inning.
No, you don't. It will come around and eventually hurt you.
The 3-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. The count will run full now at 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. He's going to fly that one foul. And he will stay alive to see another pitch. Will remain 3-2. As Balkin sets back in, here comes the pitch. He's going to hit that one right to the shortstop, Jeff Smith. Takes 2 steps to his right to make the catch. So a line out for Brett Balkin. Be the first out of the top half of the third. So now Taylor Gelikowski will step in.
He ground out to third baseman his first time up, Kent Blackstone. And he's another power hitter in this Unicorns lineup, hitting .319, 22 hits, 7 home runs, and 17 RBIs.
As the first pitch to him will be down low for a ball. Yeah, Dan, Gelikowski has a lot of power in that bat, whereas Brett Balkin's more of a contact hitter. They both get on base a lot. It's just the manner of which they get on is different, as that one's going to be grounded into the glove of Fuhr over there at second. Throw down to first will be on target, and that'll be 2 quick outs for Sean Kennedy here in the top half of the third inning. So now Colin Thacker will stand in. He reached on a base hit his last time up. First pitch to Thacker is going to be high for a ball, 1-0. Pitch will be fouled into the netting. 1-1 now. Clear blue skies here at Jimmy John's Field in tonight's ball game. We have a decent breeze going from left to right field. Nothing too hard.
Definitely a longer weekend we have here at Jimmy John's Field for being independent.
As that one skied high in the air into shallow center field. Farrell will make the catch out there. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Sean Kennedy, and he needed that one.
Yes, he did.
So a good inning from him, and we go to the bottom half of the third inning where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be Joba Farrell. Following him be R.J. Fuhr and Kent Blackstone. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. In the bottom of the third inning between the Mammoths and the Unicorns. Unicorns currently lead at 1-0 after a solo shot from Brandon Schaefer in the top of the first inning. And set to lead it off here for the Mammoths will be Joba Farrell. Last time out against the Beavers, the Joba Farrell went 0 for 2, struck out twice, had 2 walks, and stole 2 bases. So an eventful day for him on the base paths. He came around to score both times.
Yeah, definitely a guy you do not want to base pass with those stealing bases.
As he fouls that one off, it's going to be 0-1 on him. He doesn't tend to get on bases with base hits very often. He's
He
only
gets on
batting
walks,
149, but he tends to walk a lot, shows exquisite patience at the plate. And once he gets on the base paths, look at him to steal a couple bases. He swings and misses at that one, 0-2.
Yeah, his batting average is 149, has only 10 hits, has a homer, and 3 RBIs.
Has 15 walks, however,
Yeah.
more walks than he has hits, and 15 runs. And he's going to check his swing on that one. Peeled on to first, says he didn't go, so 1-2 now. And Farrell, when he gets on the base paths, tends to get on multiple bases.
Yes.
He always steals and tends to have a knack for coming around to scores. He hits that one just fouled on the third base line. So it'll remain 1-2 on him now.
Yeah, so if Farrell is able to get on here, you can bet DeYonker will keep a close eye on him.
Here comes the 1-2. That'll be down low in the dirt. Count will fall even at 2 apiece. Two. Another one in the dirt. Count will run full now, 3-2. Good job by Farrell to fight back after getting the hole early here, 0-2, and then showing patience at the plate to make it 3-2. So at the full count, let's see what he can do. Here comes the pitch. He's going to ground that one over to the shortstop, Balkin. Balkin will throw down a first to get him. And that'll be 1 out for DeYonker here in the bottom half of the third inning. So now R.J. Fuhr will step in for his second at-bat of the ball game.
And speaking, we talked about Farrell getting on because of walks. R.J. Fuhr is another one.
He only has a 170 batting average, but Dan, he has 11 walks and only 8 hits, so another player with more walks than hits. And they put him in the leadoff position because they have faith that he will get on base, and he tends to do so, even if it is from walks, as that one's going to miss. A ball, 1-0.
Yeah, he has couple stolen bases as well. And I think it was the last game he got a little bit too greedy at times.
Well, after he was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning, he did steal second. He also had a base hit in that ball game back on the 24th. And it's 1-1 on him now as the second pitch he took for a strike. 1-1 pitch is going to be grounded over to Balkin. Balkin getting a lot of work in today's ball game so far. That'll be 2 quick outs for DeYonker and the Unicorns.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Kent Blackstone. As a youngster, Kent's nickname was Breeze Lightning, which would explain why he once led Division I college baseball in triples, playing for George Mason University.
Here comes the first pitch to Kent Blackstone in his second at-bat.
He was hit by the pitch his last time up.
That put him on first base. He did advance to second before the inning finally ended. 1-0 now on him. 1-0 pitch misses as well. 2-0. Swing and a miss there from Blackstone. Big rip on a pitch inside. 2-1.
And I find this interesting. A lot of people call him Grease Lightning because it goes back to his college days when he was at George Mason, led the league in triples.
As that one will be a ball, 3-1 now. Yeah, Blackstone is one of just many of the Mammoths who are threats on the base paths, and he tends to get extra base hits. He has 16 hits on the season. As that one is called for a strike, he tossed his bat aside, thinking he was getting walked. But now the count will fall 3-2, full on him now.
Yeah, he was halfway walking towards first.
Yeah, he's getting ready to take his gloves off and everything. Here comes the 3-2. Now he's going to go down to first base. That was a pitch outside, so he's going to be walked. So Alex Abbott will step in now for a second at bat of the ball game. He hit a base hit his first time up, and then he was forced out at second to end the inning. Abbott, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, he's hitting 261 this season, has 18 hits, well, now 19, and 4 homers and 15 RBIs.
Yeah, he's not as strange to the long ball. He tends to hit him out on occasion as he fouls that one off 0-1. So you got to be careful around him. They put him in the 3 spot for a reason. If you leave him a meatball over the plate, he will launch that one out. He's got a runner at first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. His team currently trails 1-0. They're going to throw down a first to make sure Kent Blackstone stays down there. The 0-1 pitch, he's going to foul that one off. It was a hit and run situation. Blackstone reached second very quickly, but the foul ball will cause him to have to jog across the infield.
He definitely had a great jump there, and I mean, he was already at second before the baseball hit the catcher's mitt.
So 0-2 now on Alex Abbott. Comes the 0-2. He's going to foul that one off his leg. Remain 0-2. Blackstone down there at first base with a decent lead. Take a couple steps back towards first now. DeYonker keeping a close eye on him down there at first. Comes the delivery. Oh, they're going to throw down at first. Gets back in safely, however. DeYonker sets. The kick and the pitch. 0-2 pitch is swung on a miss by Alex Abbott. They're going to tag him out after he dropped the pitch, and that's going to be 3 innings played here at Jimmy John's Field, and it's still a 1-0 lead for the Utica Unicorns. We're going to the top half of the 4th inning, where leading off for them will be Chris Cruz. Following him be Connor Reynolds and Greg Jones. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the fourth inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here. Chris Cruz set to lead it off for the Unicorns, and it's a 1-0 lead for his team.
Due to the solo shot from Brandon Schaefer back in the first.
On the third pitch he saw in that at-bat, he launched that one into right field. First pitch to Cruz, he's going to drive that one to center field. Farrell on the run will make the catch on the warning track. And Chris Cruz got a lot on that one.
Yes,
but
he did. Definitely got Farrell to move.
Unfortunately, that one was hit to center field, so going to take a little bit extra to drive that one out. So Connor Reynolds will step in now. He walked his first time up. First pitch to him will be a ball, 1-0. One-0 pitch inside, 2-0. Sean Kennedy out there for his fourth inning of work. He's given up 3 hits and 1 run so far as that one's fouled off. 2-1 now. He's really settled it down after the first inning.
And the problems that's been killing him is those hits. He's been giving up a lot.
He tends to be a pitcher that gets better as the game goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that here in the progression of this one. Still early yet, but you can see the trend as he gave up 2 hits in the first, one of them being a home run. He only gave up 1 hit in the second and had a 1-2-3 in the third. And here comes the 3-1 pitch to Connor Reynolds. He's going to ground that one over to the third baseman, Blackstone. Quick glove by him to get that one. And they're just going to tag Reynolds out on his way to first.
Yeah, definitely got the fans going crazy about that one.
Yeah, Blackstone didn't bother to move on that one. Instead, he just reached his glove out, which normally you see infielders try to get their bodies behind it. But Blackstone was confident in his ability to catch that one. Throw down to Whisker down there at first. Just had to tag him out. So now Greg Jones will stand in and trying to prevent a second 1-2-3 inning in a row.
He had a hit single his last time up.
First pitch to him will be on the outside edge, 0-1. That pitch started over the center of the plate and broke outside. Good movement on that pitch. Here comes the 0-1. That'll be way outside, 1-1 now. 1-1 pitch will be on the outside corner, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch will be way outside in the dirt. Count will fall even at 2 apiece now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch to Jones. That'll be on the outside edge, and that'll be a called third strike on Greg Jones.
Greg Jones didn't like that call.
He disagreed with that one, but nothing you can do. So Sean Kennedy finding his groove here has 2 1-2-3 innings in a row. So when we come back to the bottom half of the fourth inning, due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be Jeff Smith, Ethan Whisker, and Sean Wood as they look to tie this ball game up. They currently trail at 1-0. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the fourth inning where Jeff Smith set to lead it off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. They look to tie this ball game as they trail 1-0. They have one hit so far. That came courtesy of Alex Abbott back in the first.
And his first time up, Jeff Smith struck out. So he looks to do a lot better this time up.
He swings and misses at the first pitch he looks at. 0-1.
Big swing there from him.
Comes the pitch from DeYonker. The 0-1 is going to be low. 1-1 now on Jeff Smith. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Check swing on that one. Did not go, so it'll be 2-1 now on Smith.
And he did go.
He did go as they finally appealed on to first.
Took a while there to get the answer from the first base ump.
Took a while to appeal down there.
Yeah.
As the 1-2 comes in. That'll be inside for a ball, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is on the outside edge for a strikeout, and Jeff Smith does not agree with that one, and he's having a couple words with the umpire. But he goes down looking, and that's the second strikeout for him in this ball game, and the third for DeYonker. So Ethan Whisker will step in, still looking for his first hit. Into a fielder's choice his last time up. First pitch to him is going to be a ball outside. 1-0. Swing and a miss there. Big rip from Whisker. It's going to be 1-1 on him now. Comes the delivery from DeYonker. That'll be a pitch on the outside edge, called for a strike. 1-2. DeYonker doing a good job of hitting the outside corner.
Yeah.
Finding his location very
just getting
often.
that edge.
The 1-2 pitch is going to be chopped over to the shortstop Balkin. Throwdown's going to get him, and first two guys out in the bottom half of the fourth are going to be out. So now Sean Wood will step in.
He lined out to the second baseman, Connor Reynolds, his first time up.
Connor Reynolds not even taking a step as that one was hit right to him. Sean Wood, another one of the newcomers to the Mammoths lineup, looking for his first hit. It's going to be outside for a ball. 1-0 now. It's going to be a ball low and away. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Two outs here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Unicorns, as that one's fouled in the netting directly behind home plate. 2-1.
Thanks to the solo shot from Brandon Schaefer.
That was Schaefer's first hit with the USPBL as well. Here comes the 2-1. He's going to hit that one foul into the netting, so it'll kind of fall even at 2 apiece now. The Mammoths need to get something going here. They only have one hit so far through the first 3 2/3 innings. Comes the 2-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one fouled on the first base line.
Brian, what a gorgeous evening we have here.
Yeah, there's a strong breeze going from left field to right field. Clear blue skies, just a few clouds out there, and the sun is beginning to set here as the shadows work their way across from left field, as that one's grounded a foul again down the first base side. Crew's getting a lot of fielding practice down there.
Yeah. Hey, it doesn't hurt to get that more practice in.
Well, you got to go after it nonetheless. You got to work under the assumption that that's going to be called a fair ball so that you're ready to make a play if a play is needed. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. He's going to drive that one straight up in the air. Galikowski's going to be behind, moving to foul territory to make the catch, but it's going to land on top of the roof over top of us as I heard a loud thunk.
Yeah, definitely heard it from where we were at. And looks like a lucky fan got it.
So it'll remain 2-2 on Wood. Here comes the pitch. Another ball he hits foul. Galikowski on the run again, but this one looks like it might get out of play, and it will. Sean Wood doing a fantastic job here staying alive and just making it to the next pitch. Here comes the 2-2 yet again. That's going to be a pitch in the dirt outside. 3-2. The count will run full.
Like you said, Brian, Sean Wood is just doing a great job protecting.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Going to ground another one foul.
Is that like the fourth or fifth one? Seems like we've seen a couple of them.
At least it's about an 8 or 9 pitch at bat now. 10 pitches, actually. After, you count up your tallies.
Yeah.
Here comes the 11th pitch of the at bat. He's going to fly another one foul, so he'll see 12 pitches in this at bat, really driving up the Yonkers pitch count.
Fans are liking it. Free baseballs.
Oh, yeah, there's been a lot of free baseballs in this at bat. It's going to be interesting to see who wins the battle here between these two. Swing and a miss there from Wood, and that's going to finally end the at-bat at 12 pitches. And another 1-2-3 inning for DeYonker as we go to the top half of the 5th inning with still a 1-0 lead in favor of the Unicorns. When we come back, it's going to be Mike Rampone to lead it off. Following him be Spencer Ibarra, and then Brandon Schaefer, the man with the solo home run. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 5th inning, where due up for the Utica Unicorns is Mike Rampone. They currently have a 1-0 lead thanks to the Brandon Schaefer solo shot in the 1st inning to right field.
And Brian, fans just got done doing the YMCA.
YMCA is a fan favorite wherever you go.
Yes, it is.
He's going to ground that one fouled on the third baseline, so 0-1 now on Rampone. Sean Kennedy has really found his groove here.
Yes, he has. Going back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings.
Greg Jones did not agree with that called third strike in the top half of the 4th inning. But the umpire has had a fairly generous strike zone in today's ball game. 0-1 pitch is high and away. 1-1 now on Rampone. Rampone last time up flew out to Farrell in center field. One pitch is going to be driven to center field again. Farrell will not get there in time, so that's going to be a base hit for Mike Rampone. So now Spencer Ibarra will step in with 1 man on and no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Looks to keep this going, and hopefully eventually they'll extend the lead for the Utica Unicorns. That's just their 4th hit on the ball game. It's going to sky that one into foul territory. That's going to land just in front of us in the grandstand here. 0-1 on Ibarra.
And the fan who just got the baseball just got back to his seat. Either by getting some food at the concourse.
He was on his way back to his seat, you mean. All right. So Mike Rampone is down there at first base with a decent lead. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Ibarra. That'll be on the outside edge for a strike. 0-2 now. Ibarra last time out hit a line out to Fuhr down there at second. O2 pitch is going to be hit into center field for a base hit. And they're going to stop Rampone at second. Poor throw back in, but Hamner is in there to back it up, prevent the runners from advancing any further. So 2 consecutive hits puts Rampone in scoring position. Brandon Schaefer will step in. Like we've mentioned so many times already, Schaefer hit that solo shot to right field earlier in today's ball game. Struck out most recently, though.
And let's see what he can do here in his keep adding to that debut.
This is his 3rd at-bat in today's ball game, Dan, and 2nd time where he's had an opportunity for an RBI.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't able to convert in the 2nd inning where he struck out swinging to end the inning. Let's see if he can convert here and get his possibly 2nd RBI with the Unicorns this season as he skies that one into foul territory in the right field. And on the run is Whisker, and he's not able to make the catch, so it's going to be 0-1. Lots of foul territory here at Jimmy John's Field, much akin to the Oakland A's stadium.
Yeah, definitely hard to get to the baseball when it's hit in the foul territory.
It's a lot of running, that's for sure. Much more running than I'm sure Whisker's used to doing as a first baseman.
But this is just a beautiful stadium, beautiful field.
0-1 pitch is driven to center field. Farrell on the run will make the catch out there. Tagging up is Rampone, but he retreats back to second base. So Schaefer not able to advance the runners as he flies out to center field. So Brett Balkin will step in. 0 for 2 so far today. He grounded out in the 1st inning and then lined out to the shortstop Smith his last time up.
But with runners in scoring position, Brett Balkin is definitely a dangerous hitter.
Brett Balkin only has 3 RBIs on the year so far, but he comes in today batting .400. And he doesn't get many opportunities to hit for RBIs. He's usually the leadoff hitter. He's batting 2nd in the lineup today, so let's see if he can convert for his team here as he swings and misses at that one. 0-1. I've mentioned many times already how Brett Balkin is just a fantastic contact hitter. Gets lots of base hits and doubles. 24 hits total in the season so far. But does not get up many chances at RBIs, so he's hoping to convert here. Help pad his stats. With runners at first and second and 1 out, his team currently leads 1-0. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That'll be a pitch down the middle, 0-2. 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Sean Kennedy. Mike Rampone down there at second base has a lot of speed, could score on a ground ball single if it gets through the infielders. Here comes the 0-2. He's going to drive that one to center field. The fourth ball in a row hit to center field. Farrell on the run will make the catch short of the warning track. And tagging up is Mike Rampone. He will make it down to third base safely. So 4 straight balls hit to center field. 2 of them for base hits, 2 of them for flyouts. That'll bring up Taylor Gelikowski with 2 outs and runners on the corners. This is going to be a short meeting at the mound between Hamner and Kennedy, possibly discussing how to handle Taylor Gelikowski. Gelikowski, a threat at the plate with a lot of power in that bat.
7 homers you're talking about, and then you have 17 RBIs from him.
So far in today's ballgame, he is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. He looks to change that here and looks to extend the lead for the Unicorns. So 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning with runners at the corners. Here comes the first pitch to Gelikowski in the at-bat. It's going to be a strike, 87-mile-an-hour fastball over to the heart of the plate. Comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to ground that one foul down the first base line.
And what a diving stop there by Whisker, but yeah, just got foul.
Like you mentioned, Dan, good job by him. Unfortunately, that ball was hit foul. It's a soft grounder down that way. So 0-2 now on Gelikowski with runners on the corners here in the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2. A ball way outside, 1-2 now. Gelikowski will stand back in. Kennedy sets. Here's the delivery. 1-2 pitch is going to be on the outside edge, and that's going to strike out Gelikowski looking.
He didn't like it.
Sean Kennedy works out of a little bit of a pickle there with runners at the corner. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning where it's still a 1-0 lead for the Utica Unicorns. When we come back, the Mammoths will be set to lead it off with Hagen Wilkie. Following him be Kyle Hamner and Joba Farrell. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We've played half a ball game so far. It's still a 1-0 lead for the Utica Unicorns. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here, and set to lead it off for the Mammoths is Hagen Wilkie.
Hagen Wilkie, last time up, grounded out to the shortstop, Brett Belkin.
Brett Belkin getting a lot of action today. He has 5-6 assists in today's ball game to this point.
Jeez Louise.
As the first pitch to Hagen Wilkie is a ball 1-0. So he's been getting his fair share of work. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed at a pitch low, 1-1 now.
Yeah, he was definitely fishing for that one.
DeYonker has done a fantastic job so far through the first 4 innings, giving up just 1 hit. Comes the 1-1 pitch. He's going to fly that one into foul territory. It'll land in the stands as the lights begin to come on here at Jimmy John's Field. The shadows begin to stretch across the outfield. One and 2 on Hagen Wilkie. Here comes the delivery. Be way outside. Count will fall even at 2 apiece. Tomorrow afternoon's game, Dan, is going to be Minions night here. Or Minions afternoon, I guess I should say. As that one's skied to center field. Ibarra is underneath it. Will make the catch. And 1 away here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
A question for you, Brian. Have you seen Despicable Me at all?
I saw the first one, and I despise the Minions with a burning passion, personally.
Okay. There's a intern we have here.
Yes, I know.
Whoa, yell at you.
She has a Minion backpack. It's just the oversaturation that we had with the Minions, and you see, I saw them all over the Facebook. I just got sick of them. As that one's driven to left field, that's going to be a foul ball.
Very close there.
That landed just to the left of the left field line. And instead of having an extra base hit, Kyle Hamner will have to retreat back with an 0-1 count on him. I don't know how you feel about the Minions and the Despicable Me movies.
You're funny.
The first Despicable Me, I will say I enjoyed, but then it was a lot like with Frozen. Just oversaturation as the 0-1 pitch is skied into the air. Be just on the outfield grass will be Connor Reynolds as he makes... Oh, he drops the ball out there and shallow right field. So Kyle Hamner will reach safely on an E4.
And I don't know if maybe the sun had to do with it.
It's possible with the sun setting over there. It could have been in his eyes, but I'm not sure. He might have just... It looked like he closed his glove too early on it, to be honest. So now Jobo Farrell will stand in. Farrell grounded out to Brett Balkin over there at short. As he's going to sky that one over to right field. On the run is Schaefer. Schaefer will not get to it as it hits off the base of the wall. That's going to be an extra base hit. They're going to wave Kyle Hamner. No, they're going to stop him at third. And an extra base hit there from Jobo Farrell will put runners in scoring position with only 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, that baseball just hitting off the wall or the fence there and right.
And I was about to mention, Dan, how that error could be what the Mammoths needed, because sometimes you just need a stroke of luck to get things started. And now, just like that, they have runners at second and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. R.J. Fuhr stepping in with an RBI situation. Here comes Jim Essie into the mound. There's some action in the Unicorns bullpen. I'd have to imagine this is just a meeting to extend the warm-up time. DeYonker has had a good outing so far in his 4 innings of work. Going to look to work out his first real trouble in today's ball game here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, warming up in the Unicorns bullpen, like you said, Brian, is the right-hander Steven Simmons.
Steve Simmons, fairly new to the league as well.
Yes, he is.
Here comes the first pitch to Fuhr. That'll be a pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. R.J. Fuhr looking at a RBI opportunity here and a chance to not only tie the game but possibly give his team the lead because he can bring Jobo Farrell home from second. He's got a lot of speed on the base paths as that pitch is going to be a ball, 2-0. Be a meeting at the mound now between Galikowski and DeYonker. Try and calm him down a little bit. This is the first real trouble he's seen in today's ball game.
Yeah, well, Mammoths still only have 2 hits in this ball game. And that second hit came off of Hamner's double just a few minutes ago.
Jobo Farrell's double.
Oh, yeah, Jobo
Kyle
Farrell,
Hamner reached on that error. But nonetheless, they haven't been able to do much to DeYonker yet in this ball game, but they look at their first real opportunity to score runs here. The 2-0 pitch is going to be outside the zone. Count will run to 3-0 now on R.J. Fuhr, and they risk loading the bases here. Although if they do manage to load the bases, that will set up the double play opportunity, as they still only have one out. The 3-0 pitch is going to be outside. That's going to load the bases for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So Kent Blackstone will step in. He has 2 plate appearances in today's ball game. He was hit by a pitch and was walked last time up. We mentioned it earlier in today's ball game, but back on last Saturday,
He had a monster game, didn't he?
he had 4 RBIs with a RBI double and a 3-run home run. Went 3 for 3 with 2 walks as well.
Perfect night for him.
So he could really continue on that trend here in this at-bat, as that one is going to miss upside. 2-0 now on Blackstone. The 2-0 pitch is going to be inside. 3-0 now on Kent Blackstone, and that control I was touting to Yonker for earlier seems to be crumbling before him. With bases loaded and a 3-0 count on Kent Blackstone, he risks walking in a run here as the 3-0 pitch comes in. That'll be in there for a strike. 3-1. Kent Blackstone not risking swinging into a double play there with a 3-0 count on him. Comes the 3-1 pitch. It's going to be a foul ball down there at first base.
Just getting foul.
That would have been at least 2 runs there on that hit, if
Yes,
that would
it
stay
would have.
fair. So bases are loaded with a 3-2 count on Kent Blackstone and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They trail 1-0, looking to change that here. Comes the 3-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one to the first baseman, through for a base hit, and that's going to score 1 run. That's going to score 2 runs as R.J. Fuhr will stop at third base. So an 2 RBI single for Kent Blackstone will give the Westside Woolly Mammoths the lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So now Jim Essien will come out to the mound, and Jim Essien will come back out to the mound, and that might be it for Alex DeYonker here. And that will be it, as it looks like we have a reliever coming out of the bullpen. So DeYonker's day ends on a little bit of a sour note. Pitched really well through the first 4 innings, but ran into some trouble here in the 5th. So the error that led things off in this inning, like I said, Dan, sometimes you just need a little bit of stroke of luck to get things going, and that leadoff or that error with 1 out really got things going. After that, Jobo Farrell with the double, and then the walk for R.J. Fuhr and a single that brought in 2 runs from Kent Blackstone has given the Westside Woolly Mammoths the lead.
Yeah, definitely errors can come around and hurt you no matter what. It's just crazy.
Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mammoths now have the lead. DeYonker's day is done. DeYonker giving up 3 hits, 1 earned run across 2 runs. Steven Simmons will step in now, and he looks to get on the right track here, as he's pitched about 4 2/3 innings and has an ERA of 15. So obviously a small sample size.
Mm-hmm.
1 good inning could bring that ERA down drastically.
Yeah, Steven Simmons, he's from Northville, Michigan, Brian. Do you know exactly where that's at? I don't either. Somewhere here.
I am not sure. I'm familiar with the Metro Detroit area, and
Yeah.
that's about it. So DeYonker, his final line today, he went 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, only one of which was earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So Steve Simmons will take over on the mound with runner at the corners with 1 out here, and the Westside Woolly Mammoths look to extend on the lead they've taken here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex Abbott up to bat. He's 1 for 2 in today's ball game. First pitch to him is going to be swung on and missed. 0-1 now. Throw down to first base. Kent Blackstone got a late jump returning back in, but got back in safely. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be inside for a ball. 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at the corners for the Westside Woolly Mammoths here in the bottom of the 5th. They've taken the lead 2-1 thanks to a 2 RBI single from Kent Blackstone. A look back down to first is going to put Kent Blackstone back at the bag. As Simmons sets. Comes the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a line drive base hit into right field. That's going to score another run and extend the lead 3-1. So an RBI single from Alex Abbott.
And that's who I picked as my player of the game, Brian.
So your guy doing work there, Dan, as Jeff Smith will stand in now. Jeff Smith struck out twice now, once swinging, once looking. Looks to change things here with runners at first and second. Comes the first pitch to Smith in the at-bat. He's going to swing and miss at that one. 0-1.
And Brian, this inning has just gone the Mammoth way.
Yeah, like I mentioned, Dan, that error from Connor Reynolds out there, that should have been the second out of the inning, has really turned things around for the Mammoths, got things going. And you just sometimes need a little bit of luck. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. A throw down to third base and an attempt from Kent Blackstone will be successful. He will steal third base.
Rampone had to come off the base there. Definitely had to go out and get it.
A poor throw from Galikowski for sure. And now there are runners at the corners once again with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
He's just lucky enough that didn't get into the outfield because that would have definitely scored the runner for the Woolly Mammoths.
So that'll, thanks to the RBI single from Alex Abbott, that'll give him 2 earned runs to Alex DeYonker. Throw down to first again. Blackstone gets back in safely. I'm sorry, Alex Abbott. Blackstone's at third. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss there from Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith is been swinging at missing on a lot of pitches in today's ball game. We mentioned already how he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Now, he does have a beef with that last strikeout. It was strikeout looking. The umpire has had a very generous strike zone in today's ball game. It has been for both sides. So
it's been getting that. He's been calling that outside corner right on the edge. That is.
Swing and a miss there from Jeff Smith, and he's struck out 3 times in today's ball game.
And he's definitely frustrated with himself there.
So now Ethan Whisker will stand in, still looking for his first hit with the Mammoths. 0-2 in today's ball game to this point. Looks to score a run and keep things going. He hit into a fielder's choice and grounded out in his 2 plate appearances so far in today's ball game. First pitch to Whisker is going to be a ball high, 1-0. Runners are still at the corners with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. However, the Mammoths have taken the lead 3-1 thanks to a 2 RBI single from Blackstone and an RBI single from Alex Abbott as they continue to produce for the Mammoths, as that one is flared over to right field into foul territory. No one's going to be able to get there, so it'll be 1-1 now on Ethan Whisker. Simmons sets. Here's the delivery. He's going to drive that one down the left field line. That's going to be fair, and that's going to be over the wall in left field. And that's a 3-run home run for Ethan Whisker.
What a debut for him.
So a home run from Ethan Whisker is going to be his first hit here in the USPBL.
That's 2 guys now, Brian.
That's 2 today, yeah, Dan. And a 3-run home run is going to extend the lead to 6-1 for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and a heck of an inning for them here in the bottom of the 5th.
I mean, that one just barely getting over the left field wall.
That was a line drive home run that looked like it was going to be extra bases, but it just kept soaring and got over the wall.
And that error by the Unicorns just keeps on hurting them this inning.
So 3 RBIs for Ethan Whisker in his debut. His first hit a home run, much like Brandon Schaefer of the Unicorns, and it's now 6-1 Westside Woolly Mammoths. Swing and a miss there from Sean Wood. Still 2 outs. 0-1 on him now. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to fly that one foul. 0-2 now on Wood. Comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss there from Sean Woods, and that's going to end the inning as he foul tips that one into the glove of
Brian, this
Galikowski.
inning is finally over. It's been all Woolly Mammoths this inning.
Yes, it has, Dan, and we go to the top of the 6th inning, and what a change in score we've had as the Mammoths score 6 runs in this inning alone to take a 6-1 lead over the Unicorns. And when we come back, it's going to be the top of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Unicorns will be Colin Thacker. Following him be Chris Cruz and Connor Reynolds. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 6th inning. It's now a 6-1 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and Sean Kennedy has some room to breathe here.
Hey, things have gone the Woolly Mammoths' way that last inning.
As the first pitch to Colin Thacker is going to be a ball inside, 1-0. Sean Kennedy has had a strong performance so far through 5 innings, as that one's driven to left field, and that's going to be down, and that might be extra base hits for Colin Thacker as he rounds first base, and he's going to come into second safely. He's going to have himself a multi-hit game and a double.
And it's definitely the start the Unicorns needed to try to get back in this ball game.
Getting a leadoff double definitely doesn't hurt things, putting yourself in scoring position, and Chris Cruz will step in now. He is 0 for 2 so far in today's ball game. He struck out in the first inning and flew out most recently, however, in the fourth to center field, Jobo Farrell. Here comes the first pitch to Cruz. It's going to be just outside, 1-0. It was a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Unicorns all the way up until that bottom of the fifth inning. And that pitch is going to be just outside as well. 2-0 now on Chris Cruz. We had RBIs from Kent Blackstone. He had a pair, an RBI single from Alex Abbott, and then a 3-run home run from Ethan Whisker for his first hit at the USPBL.
And like we said, Brian, that's just a second batter that got his first hit due to a home run.
In today's ball game,
Yes.
Brandon Schaefer, the Unicorns, the man with the only RBI in today's ball game, hit a solo shot leading off the game. As the 3-0 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. 3-1 now. Comes the 3-1 pitch. That'll be inside for a ball, and that'll walk Chris Cruz. So now we have runners at first and second with no out.
And Brian, the Wooling Mammoths do have action in their bullpen, and it's the right-hander Luke McCaddy.
We've seen Luke McCaddy a couple times this season. He's had brief appearances, but he's done well in those brief appearances so far. Connor Reynolds will step in now. 0 for 1. He walked back in the second inning. Runners at first and second for him, and he's going to look to get a couple runs back here after his team let up 6 in the bottom half of the fifth. So that pitch is going to be a ball, 1-0. One-0 pitch to Kennedy is going to be just outside, 2-0 now. Kennedy trying to find the outside corners to these batters, but has been missing. Jeff Smith will come in now to have a discussion with him. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 6-1 lead in favor of the Westside Woolly Mammoths with runners at first and second for the Unicorns. Comes the 2-0 pitch. He's going to fly that one into left field, just outside. Actually, it's going to land inside the infield. It's be caught by the shortstop, Jeff Smith. Smith backed out to the outfield grass before taking a couple steps back in.
It's funny how things happen, Brian, when Jeff Smith came to talk to him and it flew out right to him. The next pitch.
It was just part of the plan. So Greg Jones will step in now. He's 1 for 2. Is a strikeout and a base hit. Playing DH in today's ball game as he's going to ground that one over to the shortstop Smith. They're going to get the runner at second and turn the double play. So Sean Kennedy gets into trouble, but Jeff Smith helps him work out of that one. And it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning, and we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning with the Mammoths leading 6-1. When we come back, Hagen Wilkie will lead it off, following him with Kyle Hemner and Jobo Farrell. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 6th inning. We're set to lead it off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Hagen Wilkie. Hagen Wilkie's 0 for 2 in today's ball game. Flew out to Ibarra just last inning. The Mammoths went through their entire lineup in the bottom of the 5th, where they scored 6 runs.
Simmons is back out there for the Unicorns.
For his first full inning of work. Got the final 2 outs in the last inning. As that's going to be a ball high to Hagen Wilkie, 1-0.
But also gave up that home run to Ethan Whisker.
He gave him an RBI single to Abbott and Ethan Whisker's 3-run home run. So he gave up 4 runs, only 3 of which were earned to him. 2 of which. Here comes the 1-1. He's going to ground that one over to the shortstop, Brett Balkin. Throw down to first will be in time. So a quick out there for Simmons. So now Kyle Hamner will step in. He reached on that error in the 5th inning that got things started for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. He was the tying run. First pitch to him is going to be a strike down low, 0-1 now.
Yeah, it was definitely a rough inning for the Unicorns.
And the bottom of the 5th curse seems to continue. It seems like the 5th inning is always when the damage gets done. Appeal down to first, say he did not go, so 1-1 now on Hamner. Makes sense because that's around the time where the batters are going to see the pitcher for about the 3rd time. You figure out their stuff and you lock on to what they have. Here comes the 1-1. There's a pitch outside, 2-1 now. Two-one pitch is going to be hit up the middle for a base hit. And Kyle Hamner reaches safely. So now Joba Farrell will stand in. He is 1 for 2 today. He hit that double last inning.
He's been very active defensively as well.
Yes, he has out there in center field. He had quite a few fly balls hit to him in the 5th inning.
He had to spin out away on that pitch.
1-0 on him now. That double from Farrell, Dan, was possibly the deepest ball we've seen him hit besides his home run. Hit that one off the base of the wall over there in right field. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Be 2-0 now. There's going to be a meeting at the mound between Gelikowski and Simmons. Farrell can hit the occasional home run, but for the most part is a contact hitter. Runner at first base with 1 out. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. He's going to sky that one towards right field. On the run is Schaefer. On the warning track will make the catch. And that'll be 2 outs here for the Utica Unicorns here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Steven Simmons in relief of Alex DeYonker. DeYonker only went 4 1/3. Give 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. RJ Fuhr will step in now with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Look to keep things going for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. RJ Fuhr so far today, Dan, 0 for 2.
But he has a walk.
He had a walk back in the 5th inning that loaded the bases, in fact.
And we keep saying this, he has more walks than hits. It seems like.
And he expresses that patience at the plate just now as he takes on a ball inside, 1-0.
And when he does get on, he's definitely to watch out for because he has several stolen bases already this season.
The 1-0 pitch is going to be inside again, 2-0. as the Kiss tribute band over there in right field has quite a few fans.
Yeah, they do.
And here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's quite a crowd around him as that one's in for a strike. 2-1.
I feel they have more crowd than the other bands that we had here.
Honestly, I feel this is probably one of the best tribute bands we've had so far this season. They do a good job. And, I mean, that's proof by how many people are around them right now. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. That'll be a strike on the outside corner. 2-2 now. The count will fall even. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's a 6-1 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths over top of the Utica Unicorns. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fear's going to take high. 3-2. Count will run full. Kyle Hamner still down there at first base after he hit for a base hit to center field earlier this inning. Hamner on the run. He's going to sky that one over to right field. Schaefer on the run is not going to make the catch as that one lands fair down by the right field line, and that'll put runners at the corners with 2 outs. So a base hit, bloop single for R.J. Fuhr. Kent Blackstone will step in. He's having himself a night. He is 1 for 1 with an two RBI single. Got to get that right. 2 RBI single and a stolen base with a walk and a hit by pitch. So he's had himself quite the day here.
Yes, he has. Could be in the running for one of our player of the games here.
He's going to ground that one over to the first baseman, bobbled by Cruz, but he just has to grab it and tag the base. So that's going to be it here. The Mammoths threaten but don't score, but they still hold on to a 6-1 lead. We go to the top of the 7th, where due up for the Unicorns is going to be Mike Rampone. Following him be Spencer Ibarra and Brandon Schaefer, the player with the lone RBI for the Unicorns in today's ballgame. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 7th inning.
And Brian, we have a pitching change.
We do. Sean Kennedy's day is done. He goes 6 innings pitched with 6 hits, 1 run, which was earned. The solo shot from Brandon Schaefer in the first inning. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts, and
Not a bad start from him.
a fantastic start from him. He goes 6 innings, puts his team in a good location to win the game. And now it's going to be up to Luke McCaddy to come in and get this inning of work in.
Yeah, Luke McCary, he has at least an inning pitch. He has only given up 2 hits, has given up a run, which was earned, and he has an ERA of 6.75 and a whip of 150.
Again, small sample size there. Same issue as Simmons. If he can get out of the, get through an inning of work, that ERA will drop drastically.
Exactly.
So Mike Rampone will step in for the Utica Unicorns as they look to mount a comeback here. First pitch to him is going to be a ball low, 1-0. 1-0 pitch swung on and missed there. As actually he foul tipped that one into Hamner, and Hamner's going to jog that one off.
But he looks to be okay.
As he's hobbling to the mound. I shouldn't
He had
be
a smile
giggling
on
at
his
that.
face,
Yeah.
too.
Seems okay. The umpire, which is it's common courtesy when a player, he's still slouching over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's common courtesy when a player gets hit with a baseball to give him more time. So the umpire usually walks the baseball out to the pitcher, but Hamner jogs hobbling out there and asks for the ball. So that's why I kind of giggled, because he has such a big grin on his face despite, limping to the mound.
And Brian, what a gorgeous evening it has been.
Yeah, all the clouds are gone, and it's just a beautiful sunset with red on the horizon. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Rampone. It's going to be a pitch on the outside edge, a strike. 1-2 now. So 1-2 on Mike Rampone as Luke McCaddy is on the mound. It's a 6-1 ball game in favor of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Pitch outside. Count will fall even at 2 apiece.
Definitely a longer weekend here at Jimmy John's Field. We also have a game on Monday.
And that Monday game is in honor of 4th of July. The 4th of
Yes.
July is not actually till Tuesday, but we're going to have the game on Monday, celebrate it. 3-2 now on Rampone as that ball misses outside.
Of course, everyone has the day longer weekend. Certain amount of people, if they have the day off for work.
As the 3-2 pitch is fouled in the netting, it's going to remain 3-2. You meant the long weekend off from work. Okay,
Yeah.
I was a little confused by what you meant.
Then again, it seems like summer's going by so fast, doesn't it?
It's already July 1st as the 3-2 pitch comes in. It's going to miss low, and it's going to walk Mike Rampone. It does seem to be flying by. We spend 4 nights of the week here, Dan, and baseball games, they go by slow, but at the same time they go by fast.
Yeah.
Like you start the game, next thing you know it's over, but at the same time, the games go 3.5 hours on average. It goes by slow, but at the same time it feels like it's just flying by.
It always feels like the 5th inning is always the longest, doesn't it?
Well, it was in today's ball game, but yeah, I agree. The 5th inning tends to drag on, as that one's going to miss for a ball, 1-0. Luke McCaddy struggling to hit the strike zone here in his relief appearance.
You always get that 1 inning that's the longest.
But you're going to say that and jinx it, and we're going to have a long 8th or something like that.
I should stop now.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Ooh, almost hits Spencer Ibarra. And Hamner's going to go out to the mound to talk to Luke McCaddy.
Definitely did kind of like a matrix move there. Turned his
Indeed.
head.
It's 2-0 on him now. And like you mentioned, Dan, Mammoths had an explosive 5th inning. 2 RBI single from Kent Blackstone, an RBI single from Alex Abbott, and then a 3-run home run from Ethan Whisker in his first hit with the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the USPBL. Put the Mammoths in the lead 6-1. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. He's going to hit that one way high in the air. It's going to be a pop-up for R.J. Fuhr. R.J. Fuhr will make the catch, and that'll be the first out here. So Brandon Schaefer will step in. He's got the lone RBI for the Utica Unicorns in today's ball game after the
solo shot
to right field.
Didn't think that was going to get over, but it did.
So Brandon Schaefer's actually going to be pinch hit for here by Nico Lolio.
He's also another dangerous hitter when he does pinch hit, and even in the starting rotation as well.
He's hitting exactly at that Mendoza line, hitting 200, but he's got 4 home runs. He hits the long ball in clutch situations. He performs very well under pressure.
He sure does, Brian.
So he's got a runner at first base. His team trails by 5 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. It's going to be just inside for a ball, 1-0.
When he does come in to pinch hit, Lolio, we've seen a couple, walk-off home runs.
We saw a grand slam from him. We saw a walk-off home run. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss there. 1-1 now on
That was a big
Lolio.
swing from him there.
Indeed. Mike Rampone still down there at first after the leadoff walk. Here comes the 1-1. He's going to sky that one foul. 1-2 now.
That souvenir was brought to you by Northwestern Tech, the HVA school that works.
Full crowd here tonight at USPBL on Jimmy John's Field.
It's just great to see. And you got kids using that wiffle ball field over there too.
They're going to call time. Nico Lolio asks for it. And the wiffle ball field is always popular
Yes.
with the young kids every day. I've seen Snapchats through our Jimmy John's Field Snapchat.
It's a beautiful field.
Shameless plug right there. And they have a lot of kids packed in there every day.
Yes.
Comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss there from Nico Lolio, and he goes down on strikes. The first strikeout of the evening for Luke McCaddy. And he's 1 out away from getting a inning of relief in. Brett Balkin will come in. He doesn't have a hit in today's ball game yet. It's strange from him. He's due.
Sure is.
Coming into today's ball game, batting .400, a betting average I could only achieve in MLB The Show.
Same. Well, for me, I got an Xbox, like we always say.
So you have to stick to the old 2K games.
Yes. The Justin Verlander.
Here comes the first pitch of Balkin, going to be high, 1-0.
2K12, that is.
That one was, you could hit dingers all day long in that one. Brett Balkin is 0 for 3 in today's ball game. He's grounded out once and flew out twice, grounded out, lined out, and flew out. Comes the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be on the inside edge, 1-1. These generous strike zone strikes again.
Yeah, when he lined out, Jeff Smith barely had to even move on that one. Now it's back in the second. The third.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Shows bunt there. Brett Balkin lays one down, but right back to the mound. So an easy throw on the first is going to get him. And Luke McCaddy puts an inning of work in. And that's going to end it for the Unicorns in the top of the 7th inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. We're due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Will be Kent Blackstone, Alex Abbott, and Jeff Smith, the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup. And it is 7th inning stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 7th inning.
And Brian, we have a pitching change.
Yes, we do. Steve Simmons' day is done after he goes 1 2/3 in relief. Gives up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So not as good of an outing as he had wanted.
No.
He had a good 6th inning, but the 5th inning is where all the damage was done to him. He gave up a 3-run home run to Ethan Whisker. So
And now on the mound we have Lane Gusler.
He faces off against Alex Abbott for the first battle of this ball game. The first pitch from him is a ball way outside.
And we've seen Gusler quite a few times already this season. He has 16 innings pitched, has 2 wins, 1 loss, has given up 18 hits, has 18 strikeouts, has given up 12 runs, which were earned, ERA 6.48 and a whip of 1.68.
Meanwhile, that one has popped up above home plate. Coming in to make the catch on a run is Mike Rampone as he calls off
Man, what a run he
Gusler and Galikowski. Both were just standing there. Rampone comes charging in out of nowhere to make that catch.
did. Like, who's going to get it?
So that is 1 down.
I'm not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Well, he'll get it then.
Yeah. Says, forget you guys. I'm going to get this one. Jeff Smith will step in. He has got 3 strikeouts on today's ball game. Really looking to change that.
Yeah, it's just been a frustrating game for him. And most of those called, except for one day he got caught looking. Or was it 2 caught looking? I couldn't really remember.
It's
But
1 caught looking
yeah.
and 2 swinging strikeouts.
in some of those pitches, he's just out of the reach. It's not even in the zone he's been swinging at.
He's been swinging a lot of bad pitches, and it's 1-0 on him now as he takes for a ball in the first pitch. 1-0 pitch he swings on and fouls. 1-1 on Jeff Smith now as he swings and fouls off the last pitch. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Checks the swing on that one. Appeal down to first. And it's going to be called a strike. 1-2 now on Jeff Smith. It's a 6-1 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And it came into that 5th inning for the Woolly Mammoths.
All 6 runs. RBIs from Abbott, Blackstone, and Whisker, as that's going to be a ball high. Count will fall even at 2 apiece. 3-run home run for Whisker. His first hit with the Westside Woolly Mammoths here in the USPBL. Brandon Schaefer had a solo shot of his own back in the 1st inning, and that was his first hit with the Unicorns. As that is a foul ball into the netting behind home plate, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. It's going to be a ball high. Count will run full now. 3-2 on Jeff Smith. He looks to avoid the golden sombrero with the 4 strikeouts. The 3-2 pitch. That will be on the outside corner. He strikes out for the 4th time in today's ball game.
It's just been one of those frustrating nights for him.
It has been, and he has earned himself the golden sombrero.
That happened to be Gusler's 19th strikeout of the season.
As he strikes out a lot of people in relief. So Ethan Whisker will step in. He is 1 for 3 today. Had that 3-run home run that really blew things open for the Westside Woolly Mammoths back in the 5th inning.
It was his first hit, too.
Yes, it was, Dan. And he kind of took the glory away from Brandon Schaefer, who had his first hit. It was a home run, but it was only a solo shot. Actually, I remember back in the 1st inning, Dan, we were saying there's not much better you can do than hit a home run. But I guess
hitting a
3-run home run.
Did it? What was the charm there?
So he had to one-up his counterpart on the Unicorns. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike. 1-1 now on Whisker.
Basically saying, anything you can do, I can do better.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there from Whisker. 1-2 now.
Awkward swing there from him.
Yeah, looked like he was protecting the plate more than anything. Thought he was getting something else. Comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one fouled on the third base line. Going to end up by the Mammoths dugout. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 6-1 lead for the Mammoths. Here comes the delivery. Way outside. It gets away from Galikowski, but with no one on, there's no harm. So now it's going to be 2-2 with 2 outs. As Sean Wood comes over and picks up that ball behind home plate. Gussler sets. Here's the pitch. It's going to be grounded down the third base line to Rampone. He's going to make the throw down to first and get him. And a 1-2-3 inning for Lane Gussler is going to do it here in the 7th. So we go to the top of the 8th inning where due up for the Utica Unicorns will be Taylor Galikowski, Colin Thacker, and Chris Cruz. They have 6 outs left to mount a comeback, and let's see what they can do. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 8th inning.
And Brian, we have a new pitching change for the Woolly Mammoths.
Yes, we do. It is Josh Mason on the mound, taking over for Luke McCaddy. Luke McCaddy does a good job in his inning of work.
Seems like every single time he goes out there, we only see him at least 1 inning. That's about it. I don't know why, but
After walking the leadoff man in his 7th inning of work, he got the next 3 guys out, so he does a good job.
sure does.
1 inning pitch, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So good outing from Luke McCaddy, as now it's going to be up to Josh Mason to get this one, as that one's drilled by Taylor Galikowski over to left center field. On the run is Joe Farrell. He'll make the catch on the warning track, and that was a little bit of a scare there for Josh Mason, as Galikowski flies out to the warning track. A loud crack of the bat on that one.
Joe Farrell, then very active out there in center this evening, going after those long balls hit to the warning track.
He has 6 putouts in today's ball game, and looking at it, he is the only outfielder with any putouts today, as any ball hit to the outfield has been hit to him, as that's going to be a ground out. Colin Thacker grounds out there, goes to the third baseman, Ken Blackstone. 2 quick outs now, and just like that, we're 1 out away from going to the bottom of the 8th. Chris Cruz will step in now. He's 0 for 2 today, Dan.
Yes, he is. And, you know, we want to see more out of him, definitely.
He does have a walk, however, back in the 6th inning.
He's hitting 228, has 18 hits. I mean, 4 homers, 18 RBIs. Look at that stat line. He can definitely use a hit here.
And that's going to be a ball 1-0.
Because, you know, the Unicorns are running out of time here.
His average is a little bit lower than, well, it's lower than what you
yeah.
want it to be, but 4 home runs and 18 RBIs. He's been hitting in crucial situations for the Unicorns, getting hits when you need them. When he does get hits, he tends to drive in runs, and it's 1-1 now on Chris Cruz. He fouled that one off the mask of Hamner. Seems all right, though. Here comes the 1-1. He's going to drive that one to the gap in left field. And underneath it will be Wilkie.
What a quick
And
inning
it's
there, Brian.
1-2-3, and that is the first putout from any outfielder besides Joe Farrell today, Farrell today,
Crazy.
for the Westside Willie Mammoths. And a 1-2-3 inning, and like you said, Dan, quick for Josh Mason. He gets in, gets out, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning with a 6-1 lead for the Mammoths still. Leading off for the Mammoths in the bottom half of that inning will be Sean Wood. Following him be Hagen Wilkie and Kyle Hamner. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 8th inning, where due up for the Westside Willie Mammoths is going to be Sean Wood, but we have a new pitcher on the mound.
Yes, it seems like we've been going through a lot of pitchers here in this ball game. But anyways, yeah, we have Jeremy Graff on the mound for the Unicorns.
Lane Gussler's day is done. He goes an inning. Does a good job, too, as he goes 1-2-3. Really needed that one, as his ERA was a little bit high.
Yeah.
That'll help a ton. So he gives up no hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. So fantastic relief outing for Lane Gussler. So now it's up to Jeremy Graff to get him out of the 8th inning.
And I believe Jeremy Graff, this is his debut as well for the USPBL.
First pitch to Sean Wood will be a strike, 0-1 now. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Ooh, pitch inside, 1-1. And I feel like I'd be a failure of a play-by-play if I didn't mention Jeremy Graff's arm slot.
Yeah,
He throws sidearm out there on the mound. As that one's going to be in there for a strike, 1-2. And if you're a good sidearm pitcher, it is tough.
It is
for hitters to hit off you because
sure is. It does. It's kind of weird, you know. You're up there on the bat. You're not expecting that to happen, and it definitely throws you off.
And it's 2-2 now on Sean Wood.
You just never know what type of pitch is coming.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, Dan. When it's a sidearm pitcher, it's so much harder to predict what they're going to throw to you. It's so much harder to hit off them. And especially when sidearm pitchers have the type of control, there's a swing and a miss there from Sean Wood as he clearly gets the best of Wood. And a strikeout to start Jeremy Graff's relief appearance here. And that arm slot is doing him good work, and he has good control so far in that first at-bat. Hagen Wilkie will step in now. He's 0 for 3. He has 2 groundouts and a flyout to Spencer Ibarra in center. It'll be a quick meeting at the mound between Jeremy Gaff and Galikowski.
No.
So first pitch to Hagen Wilkie is in for a strike, 0-1. It's even harder for a righty to hit against a right-handed sidearm pitcher. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there, 0-2.
Yeah, you never know if it's coming right at you or it's going to be right there on the inside corner like that pitch was.
Big swing there from Hagen Wilkie, but he misses on that one. It's only 72 miles an hour. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be outside for a ball, 1-2. He's not throwing hard,
no,
but his pitches are well located, and again, in that slide arm slot, it's just hard to keep track of. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that'll be low for a ball. Count will fall even now at 2 apiece. Here comes 2-2. That'll be on the outside corner, and that's going to be a strikeout looking for Hagen Wilkie, and 2 strikeouts to start things off for Jeremy Gaff and his Utica Unicorns. Kyle Hamner will step in now. He is 1 for 3, Dan.
Yes, he is. And yeah, he has, 2 hits now in this ball game. 1 hit due to the error reached safely from the second baseman, Connor Reynolds, back in the 5th. But
and
yeah, he only has that 1 hit single.
So he is 1 for 3 as the 1-0 pitch is down low, 2-0 now. Grounded out to Balkin in his first at bat. Balkin getting a lot of assists in today's ball game.
Yes, he has. He's been very active, but offensively, not so good.
3-0 now on Kyle Hamner. Well, you can't expect him to
not every single game.
hit phenomenally like he has been every game. I mean, he came into that batting 400, which is simply unbelievable.
You're always going to have that one off night.
And a pitch inside to Hamner will be a 4-pitch walk. So after striking out Dan, the first 2 batters, Jimmy Gaff has walked.
And he's over there at second now.
Yeah, after the there's a little bit of confusion here. The umpire's trying to decide whether or not he's allowed to be at second or not. And they're going to tell him to go back to first because the called 4th ball got away from Galikowski. Or there's going to be a discussion between the umpires as Shane McCaddy meets with Kyle Hamner.
I mean, if it goes his way, I mean, that's great heads up there.
Yeah, for sure.
He is.
And
He's
they're going to
be rewarded.
Yep, they're going to reward him second base on that.
You got to always pay attention, even of course, like that just happened.
I'm not, because from where we're sitting, Dan, I'm not sure what happened. Now, it was a wild pitch, but it was a ball. So, as far as I know, I've never heard of something like this.
No.
To be frank.
To be honest, I forgot which movie I was watching. It was a baseball movie.
Well, I hope it was. Hope it wasn't like a football movie or something.
No, it was a baseball movie, and the same exact thing happened. The ball got away, of course, walked, and then the runners just continued on running to second.
So still discussing Jim Essian and the umpires with Taylor Galikowski over there as well.
It happened in a movie. Now it's become reality.
And because we all know that movies are super realistic of everyday life. So now with 2 outs, Joe Farrell will stand in. He's got a runner at second base and a chance to further extend the lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. They currently lead 6-1 after an explosive 5th inning. And they have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch, Farrell is going to be hit to the second baseman off his glove, and that's going to score Hamner as he comes into home. So that will be an RBI single for Joba Farrell. I wasn't sure if they were going to call that an error or not.
And if that was counted as an error, I mean, they already have two, and they would have had two in this ball game. But obviously, he got the hit.
So Joba Farrell ends up getting an RBI single. He's got a multi-hit game today. That's really going to boost his average. So R.J. Fuhrer will step in. He's 1 for 4 with a runner at first base and 2 outs. That pitch is going to be a way 1-0 now. Hit for a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 3, correction. He has a walk. That was my bad. It was the 1-0 pitch. That'll be a way as well, 2-0. R.J. Fuhrer coming in today, batting just 170. He's actually gotten it up. About 2 weeks ago, he was batting below 100, had a couple of multi-hit games, got it up to 170, and now with 1 hit today, he looks for an opportunity to further raise that average, as that will be low 2-0, or 3-0.
Definitely, he looks to do that, too.
So he's been actually getting hot here. He had a good month of June. Looks to continue that here in July.
Man, I still can't believe it's already July.
Time flies when you're having fun.
There you go.
Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That'll be inside, and they're going to walk R.J. Fuhrer. So after striking out the first 2 batters, Jeremy Gaff allows 3 straight batters on, 2 walks, and an RBI single.
Like my father says, 4th of July comes around halfway through the summer, so.
And that's not something I want to be reminded of, because I don't want to.
I don't want to go back to school.
Yeah, I don't want to think about college anytime soon. I just got done typing a paper. Don't need to worry about typing more. Kent Blackstone will stand in. He's had himself quite a day. He's 1 for 1. RBI double, stolen base, walk and hit by pitch. First pitch to him is a ball, 1-0. After hitting his spots fairly easily, Gaff has run into trouble and throwing a lot of balls here. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. A 7-1 lead for the Mammoths. They tacked another one on so far. That one's going to miss outside. Be 2-0 now on Blackstone. Wow, that was a mouthful.
Yeah, it was.
Said all that nonstop without taking a breath.
You want a water? Have one at my bag.
Well, your bag is underneath me, so I could grab it if I wanted.
You could grab it if you want.
You'd have no say in the matter.
I know.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. He's going to drive that one to center field. That's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave Joba Farrell around third, and he's going to score, and that's going to further extend the lead, make it 8-1. So Kent Blackstone has himself a 3 RBI night and a multi-hit game. He's the easy front runner for player of the game, I think, at this point. So Alex Abbott will step in with men on first and second. It's still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He is 2 for 4 today with 2 base hits and an RBI. Gaff sets, takes a peek back to second. Here comes the pitch. They're going to throw it on to first and try to pick off the lead runner, and not going to be in time. Kent Blackstone gets back in safely. They've thrown a lot down to first base when Blackstone was on.
You're always hesitant about him. I mean, he can't really go anywhere for being a runner at second.
But he was leading off fairly far, so they were trying to see if they could maybe get him anyways. No harm in trying as long as your throws are on. And the 1-0 pitch is just outside. 2-0 now. And Gaff continues to struggle to hit the strike zone here. The 2-0 pitch is going to hit Alex Abbott.
Ouch.
And just like that, bases are going to be loaded. So after striking out the first 2 batters,
he's been struggling.
Gaff has really been struggling here. And now the bases are loaded. He's already given up 2 earned runs. It's 8-1 for the Mammoths, and they could really, I mean, this game's already a 7-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th, but they could score even more runs here. Jeff Smith looking to break his streak of bad luck. He struck out 4 times in today's ball game.
And this can put this game way out of reach.
So he could make up for all of that right here with bases loaded and his team up 8-1. Comes the first pitch to him. He's going to swing and ground that one over to the shortstop. A great diving stop and get the force at second. So that'll limit the damage. A good play by Brett Balkin over there in short as he gets another assist in today's ball game. So we go to the top of the 9th. This is going to be last call for the Utica Unicorns. And when we come back, it's going to be Connor Reynolds, Greg Jones, and Mike Rampone to lead it off. 6, 7, 8 hitters. And they're the last chance for the Utica Unicorns as they trail in this one 8-1. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 9th inning. It's last call for the Utica Unicorns.
And, Brian, we have a pitching change.
Yes, we do, as Josh Mason does a good job in his 1 inning of relief, and Gavin Collins comes in to end this ball game. 1-0 now on Connor Reynolds. Josh Mason. Wow, what tongue tied all of a sudden. 1 inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. So good inning of him. He just 2 flyouts and a ground ball does the work for Josh Mason.
Did his job.
Now Gavin Collins is in to end the game.
And Collins, he has 7 innings pitched. He has a loss. Does have given up 2 hits. Has 7 strikeouts. Given up a run which was earned. An ERA of 1.17 and a WHIP of .78.
So 2-1 now on Connor Reynolds. Reynolds in today's ball game is 0 for 2. He had a walk back in the second. That's been it for him as far as offensive production goes. 2-1 is fouled off. 2-2 now. Count falls even. Eight-1 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. 5 runs in the 5th inning is what did 6 runs in the 5th inning. Correction is what did most of the damage. He pops that one. First base side, backing up his whisker. He'll make the catch on the foul line, and that'll be 1 up, 1 down here, and 2 outs left for the Utica Unicorns.
Certainly hasn't gone the Unicorns' way this evening.
Not necessarily. A lot of it has been due to the offensive explosion in the 5th inning.
Yeah.
3 RBIs from Kent Blackstone today, 3 RBIs from Whisker. He had his first hit, which was a home run. As that one's going to be fouled off. Greg Jones is now 0-1. And then, of course, the RBI from Jubba Farrell and Alex Abbott is what gave them the 8 runs today. Unicorns got their only run back in the 1st inning. The first hit from Brendan Schaefer in his USPBL career. I don't know. I'm struggling here in the 9th inning.
Words.
Yeah, slurring on
Tongue-tied.
here. 0-2 now on Gregory Jones.
It's okay. We all have those nights.
Yeah. Well, I think I've done
And-
a pretty good job
Yeah,
tonight.
you have. Yes, you have, Brian. You always do a great job every single.
Well, don't inflate my
Okay.
ego too much here, Dan. 1-2 now on Jones.
I just got your back.
Thank you. As Jones is 1 strike away from being out and being the second out of the inning. Great pitching performances from all the Mammoths today, starting with Sean Kennedy. 1-2 pitch is going to be high. Count's going to fall even at 2
And
apiece.
definitely a start that Sean Kennedy needed.
Yeah, he gave up 6 hits, and coming into the game, that was one of the things I said that he needs to get down. He still gave up a hit per inning and 2 walks. He only gave up 1 earned run, though, and struck out 4, so he had a quality start today, put his team in good position to win. And a foul ball on the first base line, just foul, is Jones going to stay alive, 2-2 still. And then following him, Luke McCaddy went an inning with no hits, no earned runs, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Josh Mason in the 8th inning went 1 inning with no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. So lots of zeros on the board for the relief pitching. And they've just been really coming together here for the Mammoths and making it an easy day for them so far. Still 2 outs left and anything can happen. It's baseball after all.
Yep. Ain't over to the fat lady sings, like they say, right?
As that one's going to be grounded up the middle and dropped by Smith after he got his hand on the ball. Was going to be a tough play either way. So that's going to be classified as a hit, I believe, and it will be for the Utica Unicorns. So that's why I said so far. So base hit for Greg Jones, puts a man on first base with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning for the Utica Unicorns as Mike Rampone will step in for his 4th at-bat of the ball game. 1 for 2 so far. He walked most recently in the 7th inning, also has a base hit. Comes the first pitch to Rampone. It's going to be a strike over the heart of the plate, 0-1. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Gavin Collins. Comes the 0-1 pitch. That'll be on the outside edge, 0-2. Mike Rampone frustrated himself for not swinging at that one. 0 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first base here in the top of the 9th inning. The Unicorns trail by 7 runs as they look to make the impossible happen. 0-2 pitch that's driven over on a line just over Smith as he makes a leaping attempt, and that's going to be a base hit from Mike Rampone.
Jeff Smith very close there grabbing that one.
And the Unicorns taking this 1 base at a time here in the top of the 9th inning.
Just got out of the reach of his glove. He wishes he could have got that one. But, hey, it's not over yet, Brian.
No, it's not, and with the 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning, the Unicorns have something going. We saw last night some late inning theatrics from the Hoppers.
Yes.
They were trailing 6-1, ended up making a 6-4 ball game, I believe, scoring 3 runs in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
It was an 8-6 ball game.
8-6 ball game. Correction.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting in the 9th.
So Barr will stand in. The first pitch he looks at in the at-bat is a ball low, 1-0. Can bring home a run and make it an 8-2 ball game here with a base hit. Greg Jones in scoring position out there at second base. Collins sets. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss there. Ibarra 1-1 now. Ibarra is 1 for 3 so far today. He is lined out and popped out to the second baseman Fuhr in today's ball game, and also has a base hit. So 1 for 3 in total. Collins sets. Takes a look back to second. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss there. 1-2 now. Big rip from Ibarra as he looks to bring a run home. Collins gets the sign. He sets. Here's the kick and the pitch. And it's going to be grounded just fouled on the first base line. It'll remain 1-2 on Ibarra. Staying alive here in the top of the 9th inning, trying to give his team a chance. They trail by 7 runs with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning, but they have runners at first and second. And they're just going to try and take it one batter at a time. Don't think about getting one run across, not about the glaring 7-run deficit.
Yeah, just worry about the batter.
Worry about what you do in that moment. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to fly that one into foul territory. It ends up in the stands, however. So Ibarra staying alive yet again. Ibarra has no home runs yet with the Unicorns. It'd be a great chance here to get one. Comes the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a hopper down the first base line. It's going to stay fair. They're going to get the force at first base. Ibarra manages to move the runners to second and third, but they're down to the last out now after he grounds out there.
So it's all up to Nico Lolio.
Nico Lolio, we've mentioned multiple times, Dan, is a clutch hitter.
Yes, he is.
Has hit big home runs in big moments. And a big moment here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs and runners at second and third. Can score a couple of runs and cut down on this deficit.
He has 4 home runs this season. I think 2 of them came from him pinch hitting.
Yes, that is right. He had a pinch hit grand slam and a pinch hit walk-off home run in this season so far.
So let's see what he can do here.
He's had 1 at-bat so far and struck out swinging in it. That was back in the 7th inning. That pitch is going to be outside. 1-0, I'm sorry. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That is going to miss just outside for a ball. 2-0. Can't get much closer than that pitch.
No, not at all. I thought it was going to be called a strike, but
here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's going to be on the outside edge. 2-1.
And the ump all night long has been counting that as a strike.
Yeah,
hitting that edge corner.
He's had a very generous strike zone for the better part of the night.
At least for both teams. So
the outside edges for either a righty or a lefty has been a little bit larger than usual, but he's been fair about it, giving both teams that doubt. As that one again on the outside edge for a strike. 2-2 now, and the Utica Unicorns are down to their final strike here. Runners at second and third, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. They trail 8-1. Nico Lolio looks to keep the game alive. Gavin Collins trying to end it here. He sets. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be outside. Count will run full now at 3-2. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 9th inning. Unicorns still down to their final strike. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one over to the second baseman. It should be playable for Abbott, or Fuhr, I should say, and he's going to make the throw down in time, and that's going to end it for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and they win this one 8-1. Collins comes in, gets into a little bit of trouble, but manages to get out of it. It's going to be an 8-1 victory for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So we'll be back shortly with post-game theatrics. Post-game talk. Still on the late-game theatrics from yesterday. So please stay tuned for more as we tally up the final score and give you our players and pictures of the game and let you know what's up for tomorrow. So please stay tuned for more. All right, welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here for a quick post-game chat. In case you're just tuning in, the Mammoths beat the Unicorns 8-1 into this evening's ball game. And let me go through a little rundown. In the first inning, Brandon Schaefer, in his first at-bat with the Utica Unicorns, hits a solo shot in just the third pitch he sees for his first hit with the Unicorns. And that gave them a 1-0 lead. Fast forward to the fifth inning, and then it was all Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yes.
In the bottom of the fifth inning, the Westside Woolly Mammoths scored 6 runs, and two RBI single from Kent Blackstone, and RBI single from Alex Abbott, and a 3-run home run from Ethan Whisker in his first hit with the USPBL. So
it happened to be a homer.
it was a day for debuts here with
Yes,
Whisker and Brandon Schaefer both hitting home runs for their first hits ever here at Jimmy John's Field. And then they tacked on 2 more runs in the 8th inning with an RBI single from Kent Blackstone again, and Joba Farrell with an RBI single of his own. The winning pitcher in today's matchup was Sean Kennedy. He goes 6 innings pitched with 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Alex DeYonker, the starting pitcher for the Unicorns, gets the loss. He goes 4 1/3 with 3 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of which were earned, however. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. The game went about 2.5 hours long. And Dan, who was your player of the game?
You got to give it to Kent Blackstone. I mean, what a game he had. Another 3 RBI ball game for him.
I have to agree with you on that one. Kent Blackstone's been on a roll lately. 3 RBIs for him in today's ball game with an RBI single. He went 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, 2 singles, a stolen base, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Obviously, hit by pitch isn't necessarily under his own control,
not at all.
but he reached base safely in all of his plate appearances today. So player of the game, I have to agree with you on that one.
Yes.
Who would you say was your pitcher of the game?
I liked how Josh Mason came in for the Woolly Mammoths. Did an inning, gave up nothing, just did his job.
I have to agree with you. Good pitching from every single one of the
Woolly Mammoths.
Westside
It's
Woolly
kind
Mammoths
of really
today.
hard to pick who you want.
It is. I'm going to give it to Sean Kennedy, however, though.
Yeah, he
had
definitely
a great
the start
outing.
he needed.
He needed that outing. His ERA was north of 5.50, and he definitely needed that outing. He comes out, goes 6 innings pitched. He does give up 6 hits, which is still a little bit high, but he only gives up 1 earned run with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Has a phenomenal outing today, and hopefully he takes that and rolls with it, because like I said before the game, Sean Kennedy has enormous potential, but if he cuts down on those hits, he can really be something special for these
Yes.
Westside Woolly Mammoths in the front end of their starting rotation.
Yeah, and you know what? Tonight, the Unicorns, it really killed them that 5th inning. I
Yeah,
believe.
he DeYonker he kind of fell apart there. He was doing really well, giving up only 1 hit through the first 4 innings, but the 5th inning really is where he fell apart, giving up 4 hits and 6 runs.
Yeah, now
well,
the
not just him alone. Him and Steve Simmons combined
Mhm.
for 6 runs.
Yeah, now the Unicorns will fall to 12-11 of the season, and while the Westside Woolly Mammoths will go to 12-10.
Anyway, Dan, tomorrow we have a 1:35 start
Yes,
afternoon
we
game
do.
for Sunday, just like always.
Yes.
Who is playing tomorrow?
All right. I forgot my mini schedule again.
Again?
I'm gonna have to bring it tomorrow.
Dan, you're killing me here, Smalls.
But anyways, we have the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers taking on the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and it's Minions Day at the ballpark, and also Kids Candy Hunt. So I wonder what that entails.
I'm assuming it entails
Yeah.
kids hunting candy.
So there you go.
So that's going to be it from Jimmy John's Field. In case you missed it, Mammoths did win today, beating the Unicorns 8-1. And we will be back tomorrow at 1:35 p.m. And thank you guys for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.